So I've said it once and I'll say it again, Pearl Jam is my favorite band of all time. They're my favorite grunge band, rock band, and just music band of all time. I love almost everything they've done. They are fantastic. What really impresses me is that they were so great back in the 90s, back in 1991 when 10 came out, and still today in 2020, they are just amazing. And today I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite songs by Pearl Jam. Coming in number 10 is Rearviewmirror from Versus. I don't always see this one on people's lists. I'm not going to say it's an underrated one. I'll let you guys decide if it is or not. I don't exactly think it is because I think most people would consider it one of their best from that album, and their greatest hits album is called Rearviewmirror, the greatest hits or whatever. So I don't think it's an underrated pick, but I love this one. I think it's underrated to actually put it above, spoilers, Daughter and Animal from the same album. This is an amazing song. It took me a little bit to really remember, oh yeah, what's that one song? Oh yeah, Rearviewmirror, and then I kept listening to it over and over again, and now it lands in my top 10 favorites. Coming in at number 9 is State of Love and Trust. Originally from the single soundtrack from 1992, this one has always been one of my favorites. I think that just the energy in it, now I'll say that about a few more of their songs, but the energy in it right from the start, where he just screams, woo! And then it starts off right away, whether that's in this one, and I also love it on their MTV Unplugged performance. I think this is one that I never see this on people's top 10 favorites, but it has always been one of my favorites of theirs. It's just so much fun. Coming in at number 8 is Footsteps. Now this is the complete opposite of basically the last song. Footsteps finishes off the Mama Son trilogy, which goes Alive once and then Footsteps, and it's one of the most powerful and kind of, it tugs at your heartstrings, I'll say that. It's kind of heartbreaking in a way, and I think the Mama Son trilogy, if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's pretty great. My dad, I remember when he showed me this song, and he's just like, we were in his car and we were listening to 10 already, and he's like, oh, have you heard Footsteps? I'm like, no, I don't know what that is. So it's originally from the Jeremy single, which also has another song that I'll talk about in a little bit. He's playing it on his phone up in music. It's really funny, but Footsteps features maybe his best, or at least one of Eddie Vedder's best vocal performances from one of the recorded songs. It really is great. Coming in at number 7 is Elderly Woman Behind the Counter in a Small Town, or as I'm going to call it in this video, Elderly Woman, just because it's easier and I can't fit that on the card that goes, I think, here or here, I'm pretty sure here. This one has always been one of my favorites. I think it's just great. It just starts off boom right away, and it's an acoustic song. It's just a lot of fun to sing along to, I think, just because it's fast, it's quick, it's not like these huge big things. It's just this little I seem to recognize, and it just goes right away. It is so great. I've always loved this one. I think everyone loves this one. Everyone who's a fan of Pearl Jam knows it. It's obviously one of their favorites. It is different in some ways to some of the earlier work, like on 10. It's one of a lot of people's favorites, and same goes for me. Coming in at number 6 is Yellow Ledbetter. Maybe you can't understand almost any word that Eddie says during this song, but a common complaint I have with a lot of music nowadays is that it's mumble rap, so you can't understand what they're saying. But in this one, it's okay because the instrumental portion is so good, and if you read the lyrics, like, you can get it, but at the same time, it's and so it's kind of difficult to understand, although it's just one that, like Footsteps, when I first heard it on that Jeremy single, it's just one that I've always really wanted to listen to over and over again. I've heard the song probably well over 100 times already within the past 3 months, I'd say. It's just great. I think it's one that if you like Pearl Jam, you definitely like the song. You definitely know it. It wasn't, they left it off of 10, and it was put on like the Lost Dogs thing, and it's on like a bunch of them, but it was never on 10 or Versus or Vitology, any of those. But everyone knows it, everyone loves it. Yellow Ledbetter is one of the most interesting Pearl Jam songs. Coming in number 5 is Even Flow. I know a lot of people say this is their favorite, same goes for the one above this, and it's easily one of mine too. I love Even Flow. It's probably their fastest song and most exciting. You blast this on a speaker before a hockey game, which I have yet to do because my team loves mumble rap and complete shit. But at least I have AirPods, so I can listen to that, and it is so much fun. Like, so exciting. Whenever you see them play it live, you see Eddie just flip his hair down, and you know that everyone in the crowd is getting absolutely hyped. If you need a song that will get you absolutely hyped, Even Flow is one of, if not the best ones for that. Coming in number 4 is Alive, which is, I think, their most famous song, at least off of 10. Like when you go on Apple Music, the first song that comes up is Alive, although I think their one song in number 2 is actually probably their most famous. But out of the songs on 10, I think Alive is their most famous, and it is easily one of their best, for sure. Not just one of my favorites. I'll say that in a lot of videos. There are songs that are my favorites, but I recognize that they aren't always the absolute best that they've done. This goes for movies and shows too. But Alive is easily one of them because of the story behind it, with some of it being with Eddie, but then you also have the whole Mama Son trilogy thing that comes into play here. It's so great. It's one of the smartest songs ever. I can't really think of any other words to describe some of these songs. They're some of my favorites of all time. I listen to them multiple times every single day. That's how good they are. Coming in number 3 is Jeremy. Now, Jeremy could have been a big disaster. When you write a song that's based on a story like this, with the real story of Jeremy shooting himself in front of his English class back in '91, I'm pretty sure, it's really tough because you can have a lot of people, and yes, there are a lot of people who don't like this song because of that. And it would have been a really tough song to do, but it was pulled off, and again, it's one of their best. This and a few others have always really stood out to me, because when I first listened to 10, I was like, okay, good, and then I listened to it more and more. But Jeremy is one of them that I remember standing out to me because it had the amazing guitar, the vocals, and just the line. I said this in my 10 ranking, but the line, "Try to erase us from the blackboard," is one of the most powerful ones I've ever heard. Coming in number 2 is Better Man. Now, Better Man, this is probably their most famous song, I'd say, just because people who don't even know Pearl Jam know this song. Is just the chorus is iconic, I think. Can't find a better man, she dreams in color, she dreams in red, can't find a better man. That right there. There's actually red light, so it's like purple and red up there. That's why I'm lit differently, and because the sun's, and because the sun is going down too, but oh well. Better Man is one that everyone loves. It's a crowd favorite. Everyone who loves Pearl Jam loves this song. It's my favorite off of Vitology by far. Now, I really love that album. I love a lot of things about that album and a few other songs that just barely missed this list, but this one, it's just above the others. Like, when there's those albums that have a bunch of, really, like, there's some pretty good songs and there's some great songs like Nothing Man and stuff, and then there's Better Man, which is just, it's above everything else here. It's one that I love. Everyone loves it. It's one of their best songs by far. But coming in at number 1 is Black. Now, I've talked about it before, but Black is my favorite song of all time. There are a few songs that they aren't made for you, but they feel like it. It's one of those songs that you listen to at the perfect time in your life. Black is a song about getting out of a relationship or first relationship, but relationships overall. I listened to it while that was happening a little bit ago, and it just really hit. I really want to make a video kind of breaking down the whole song. Now, I don't know how YouTube's copyright program thing would love to deal with that, which I get, but hopefully I can make that video. Black is a song that ending verse, whatever you want to call it, features my favorite lyrics of all time. I know someday you'll have a beautiful life. I know you'll be a star in somebody else's sky, but why? Why can't it be mine? It's amazing. Then you have the live, we belong together. But it's not just that with the song. It's a lot slower compared to the other work, but through the song you just have these little things like, and twisted thoughts that spin around my head. There's little lines like this, which I hate to say it, but they're really realistic. When you are in that spot, you really go to these darker places, and that's what Black is. That's what it nails so well, is that it brings you into the mindset of someone who's going through something like this. It is my favorite song of all time. It is my favorite Pearl Jam song. But what are your favorite Pearl Jam songs? Tell me in the comments down below. Do you agree with my list? Do you disagree? Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Over and out.